What's going on, everyone? Welcome. Rabid here, and the official pricing of the Bitmain X5 XMR miner has been revealed as well. It looks like it's already sold out. What? All right, so I'm actually going to try to compare this thing to some other various CPUs to see just how well the pricing is. And this thing is looking very cheap for what you get compared to building out a CPU rig, and you're getting quite a bit more for a lot less. Regardless, there's a lot of downfalls for this thing that we don't know of, and obviously it says it's sold out here, and you got to understand the Bitmain first batch pricing here. So what's going on is they did have their guessing game, guess it, and you got like a $500 to $1,000 off for the coupon code. Now I feel that coupon code that you get is revealing the true MSRP of this product. Now everyone that's buying it right now on the first batch, they're paying a premium to say I got it first, and then the true value, which is probably going to be the cost of that after the fact, because some third parties still have it cheaper than Bitmain's first batch here, which is very interesting. And Bitmain is still going to charge you import fees as well as shipping fees on top of this, where a lot of the third parties already got that added into the price for less money. Now, I know the big thing off the get-go was I thought RandomX XMR was ASIC resistant. Well, it is. This is not an ASIC miner. This is an ASIC miner shell with a bunch of, RISC-V chips inside, CPUs. We don't know what's in it, but this is labeled as a professional XMR miner, pioneering XMR mining. It doesn't say anything about ASIC or anything to do with it. All it does is look like an ASIC. Just like E300s, they look like little ASICs, L3 pluses, but they're FPGAs inside. We don't know what is actually inside of this thing, but it does say support RISC-V, which is actually an architecture, a set of instructions for a lot of these CPU mineable coins. So this thing may be able to be programmed. Now, one thing we got to keep in mind here is it is stating XMR. Now, if you take a book out of the E9 Pro, probably one of the worst miners Bitmain has ever released, in my honest opinion, is it was dedicated for ETH hash, the old Ethereum algo based coins there. There's a lot of coins on there, some of them fairly profitable, but it can't mine half of them. It's stuck with some of the crappiest coins out there and can't mine the most profitable. So this is labeled for XMR. We're considering, maybe this will work on RandomX and every coin on RandomX. Zeph is a lot more profitable than what Monero is, but Monero's a larger known coin. It's been around for a few years here, and they're probably using the XMR stamp as to bring the hype to this miner potentially. Again, we don't know, because you think they would up their price even more because Zeph is quite a bit more profitable than XMR. XMR, the profitability isn't really there. But regardless, this thing comes in at 212 kilohash at 1,350 watts. Let's see how this does compare with the price versus modern CPUs. So let's check out the pricing first. Bitmain sold out $3,000. If we come into, I guess, their website, they don't really have it listed here, but they said it's sold out on Twitter, so it doesn't matter. Miner Bros does have this listed at $2,989. Now, last week, I believe it was about $3,200 or something. 2 days ago, it did drop to about $2,600 once Bitmain did release all their numbers. It now looks like it's slightly under $3,000, which is already cheaper than Bitmain's first batch pre-coupon code than Bitmain, but we also have shipping in the price, so you got free shipping here, as well as code Rabid will grant you $50 off. Discount links and everything is down in the description below. If we head on over to Coin Mining Central, it's about $3,148. Code Rabid Mining will grant $100 off, so that's about $3,048 coming here. And again, free shipping, which will probably put this up cheaper than Bitmain as well once they drop the shipping for the import fees, because Coin Mining Central does the same thing. Now, heading into Vipera, it looks like they're rocking about 4,300, so they are more expensive. I don't know if this is in USD or Canada. I keep clicking the flags here and nothing changes. So, they're looking more expensive, but this may be in Canadian. They're saying you could buy it now. They have 249 in stock, but they're also saying it's still a pre-order, so I don't really know what's going on here. So now let's compare this thing. 212 kilohash, 1,350 watts. Let that sink in for a couple minutes. No, just a couple seconds here. Now, I did test an Epic 7742 on RandomX, which is XMR, Monero, Zeph, and some other coins out there as well, Yada Coin, Epic Cash, and so on. We were getting about 47.9 kilohash. Now, this varies depending on the RAM and everything you use, how many sticks. This is with 8 sticks. You could see anywhere from about 46 upwards to maybe 51 kilohash on RandomX. The one I used was 47.9 kilohash at 300 336 watts. Now, if you were to double this up for a dual epic is slightly cheaper than buying two single 7742s. It comes in for a dual full system epic, all the RAM, everything, at about $3,100. So just one dual epic is already more expensive than the single Bitmain X5. So that's pretty crazy to think about right now, because you would actually need two of these to compete with that. And this is slightly more power. So if we look at 336 watts, we times that by 2, that's 672 watts to make one dual epic. We times that by 2 to make 4 of them, that's 1,344 watts. So the efficiency isn't that much more versus these epics, but you're going to be spending about $6,200 to get still less hash rate, slightly more power than the Bitmain X5 and RandomX. That's crazy. Now, how does that compare versus, say, 3900X CPUs and Ryzen's latest 7950X CPU, the more consumer grade ones? And honestly, when it comes down to this, the 3900X is about, I go around 11 to 12 kilohash, depending how you run them. You can pump them up to about 15 kilohash, but you're going to be using like 240 watts to hit that. So nice efficient numbers are around 12 point some kilohash at about 109, 110 watts. It works out that a single 7742 is about the same hash rate as 4 3900Xs and uses the power of about 3 3900Xs. So a dual is equivalent to about 8 3900Xs and the power of about 6 3900X. You can kind of see where we're going here. So the 3900X is already, the 7742 is a lot better of a equipment versus the 3900X, and we've clearly stated that it's going to be a lot more expensive to build 7742 rigs over Bitmain's X5, and it is slightly cheaper if you can find decent pricing to build these rigs than 3900Xs. As hard as that is to believe, it's true. To build a full 3900X rig, it is about $500, $600, $700 right now for me around my area, and it only was around $1,900 to build one single one of these. So it's pretty crazy. Now let's kind of compare this to the 7950X, and we can see here I was using a titanium rated Be Quiet power supply, which means my power consumption is a little bit better than what you'd even be using on a gold rated power supply. And we're doing about 170 watts full system at 20.5 kilohash here. 20.5 there, 20,569 hashes, and we would need two of these to equivalent one 7742. So two of these would be 340 watts and about 41 kilohash. And here we can see 47 kilohash, 336. So we're using a couple watts less and getting a decent amount, about 5-6 kilohash more than the 7950X, putting the epic better than all of these consumer grade CPUs. You can build these for about probably around $1,000 each. So that'll come down to make two of these. It'll be about $2,000, which is about on par, slightly more expensive than building the Epic. So the Epic in every way is coming down better than the Ryzen grade CPUs. And now when we looked at that earlier, we saw that the X5 was better than the Epics when it came to price as well as efficiency, because we're going to be spending $6,000 for less hash and a little more power than the $3,000 X5, which is crazy. Now, the big what ifs about this miner, the red flags. Can this mine everything on RandomX, or can it only mine XMR? If they gimp this thing like they did with the E9 Pro, this thing is absolute trash. Gotta be honest with you. If you can't mine everything, it's trash. There's no point to it. I would rather double my money up and spend $6,000 and mine everything with dual epics than this one miner and be limited to a couple coins. That's the same thing when you build out Veriscoin rigs with Epic 7551s. It's great on Veriscoin, but they suck on everything else. So if another coin pops off, you're not going to make any money because you can't switch it. You can switch to it, but you'll only be using half your CPUs. They suck. They're not able to cater for everything. So having versatility is awesome. We don't know if we're going to be able to move this thing over to Ghost Rider. In theory, if it can do 212 kilohash on RandomX, it has enough of the capabilities of 2 megabytes per L3 cache thread to utilize its full capabilities on something like Ghost Rider, but we don't know if a miner will become available or anything like that. So the huge unknown is what other mining coins can this actually do. So it says available for mining multiple cryptocurrencies, but which cryptocurrencies can it do? only RandomX, only a couple on RandomX, or could it mine other algorithms as well? And those are the things we really need to realize before purchasing this miner. Yes, the price is good, the efficiency is good, the hash is good for RandomX XMR. And that's all we really know about this right now is XMR. We don't even know if we can hit the other coins, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. So there we have it. The Bitmain X5 is a very interesting miner indeed. The price, the performance, everything is there, top notch compared to a CPU. But there are a lot of unknowns that we don't really know about, and it looks like you can get it cheaper from a bunch of the third parties than Bitmain directly. Thank you for checking out this video. Links down in the description. I will see you on the next one. Rabid out.